everybody! I've got a really funny book to read to you today. This is definitely one of some people's favorite books, and it certainly is up there with mine. This is David Goes to School by David Shannon. And that is David. Let's read about what happens when David goes to school. Some of you may have heard some other David Shannon books, including No David, and David has a lot of mischief in his books, so this will be quite exciting. David Goes to School. There's an author's note right up here. I always enjoy author's notes because they tell me a little bit about what the person who wrote the book was thinking about when they wrote it and what they would like us to know when we read it. This author's note says, "A few years ago, my mother sent me a book I made when I was a little boy. The text consisted entirely of the words no and David. They were the only words I knew how to spell, and it was illustrated with drawings of David doing all sorts of things he wasn't supposed to do. I thought it would be fun to do a remake celebrating all the time-honored ways moms say no. The new version was called No David. Well, David's in trouble again. This time, it's his teacher saying, 'No, David.' It seems that kids haven't changed much over the years, and neither have school rules, some of which date back even farther than the invention of sneakers. Of course, yes is a wonderful word, but yes doesn't stop kids from running in the halls." And he dedicated this book to Mrs. Harms, Mrs. Defert, Mrs. Miller, Mrs. Helpingstein, Mr. Watson, Mrs. Williams, Mr. McDougall, and of course, Heidi. So I think that those are some of his teachers from when he was a kid running through the halls. So let's start No David. David's teacher always said, "No, David. No yelling, no pushing, no running in the halls." "David, you're tardy." Tardy means late. "Sit down, David." "Don't chew gum in class." "David, raise your hand." "Keep your hands to yourself." "Pay attention." There's David looking out the window. "Wait your turn, David." "I don't care who started it." Uh-oh. "David, recess is over." "Again?" "That's it, mister. You're staying after school." Uh-oh, David drew all over his desk. "David, have you finished?" Look at how sparkly clean all the desks are. He washed them all. Good job, David. Yes, David. You can go home now. I think it's pretty silly seeing all the ways that David is able to get in trouble at school. And a lot of the ways that he gets in trouble are ways that most of you have probably never even thought of, I hope. But I think it's really exciting to see that at the end, he ends up doing something really, really nice that helps his teacher and helps the classroom. And the teacher understands and recognizes that. And I bet he goes back to school the next day and has a much better day at school. So I hope you enjoyed this story, and I hope that you enjoy wherever you are at school.